Hello everyone, it is Mike back with another episode. We are following up on this Seiko SBDC101. If you guys caught my last episode, you heard that I received this watch and it had a bad 6R35 movement, bad in that it had no power reserve. The watch would run for 3 or 4 hours only and stop. So if you missed my last episode, I'll give you the long story short. Basically, I contacted Gnomon. They sent me a call tag for DHL. I sent the watch back to Gnomon and they put a new movement in it for me and then had their certified watchmaker go through it, make sure that it was running correctly, put it on a time graph, sent me a photo of the time graph to assure me that the watch is running correctly and very strong, and expedited the watch back to me. So I had it back in just a matter of days. Really good customer service from Gnomon. I can't speak to that enough. And it's interesting in that I was a bit upset at first in that I thought that Gnomon should have just replaced the watch and sent me another one. And then I got to thinking about it, actually winding up better off this way in that I'm getting a watch now that has been gone through by a service technician. It has been tuned, it has been checked, and probably just a lot better off. This watch is currently running at +4 per 24 hours. So good stuff there. So anyways, let's get into the watch. Let's run you through some of the info on this. We have a 40.5 millimeter case that's excluding the crown, 47.6 millimeters from lug to lug, and 13.2 millimeters thick with a 20 millimeter thick or width on the lugs. 6R35 movement. It is a +25 to -15 seconds per day ratio, which I find pretty interesting. Really nice curved sapphire glass there. It gives you some great distortion, and it does have 200 meter water resistance. What do I like? What don't I like? First off, I really enjoy the handset, the dial, everything about the dial, the indices, the puffy aluminum plots. The bezel is fantastic. The best, by far, no exaggeration, bezel action that I've ever experienced on any Seiko dive watch to date. This one is definitely the champ as far as that goes. I also really like what they did with the bezel insert here, and that it's kind of like a painted metal or something along that lines. Really like that. Really nice loom material as well. It's that nice bright green that Seiko does. Drill lug holes is a big plus in my book. And I do like this 62 Mas watch case style. Very utilitarian looking, no frills at all, nothing fancy, but it does still have, that Seiko touch, those beautiful, sharp, crisp edges and that beautiful, wonderful brushed finish and polished edges. What don't I like about the watch? So I don't like the bracelet much at all. Starting with the end links. They do not match the lugs at all, which to me, kind of a problem. You have a rounded off end link and a squared off lug. And you can see even down in these corners here, it kind of sticks up a little bit. And I don't know, that just does not look at all like it belongs in that. It might be partly because that's kind of a squared cut instead of, cut to contour to the case, which is what most watches are. I just personally prefer this watch on a regular strap, a NATO, a rubber strap, what have you. I think it looks better all in all. Second thing I don't like about this bracelet is that it is a pin adjust, push pin and collar adjustment, which I do not like at all, especially at $1,100 US. I think the bracelet should be a much higher quality than this is. You do have what appears to be some stamped metal pieces here as well, which I don't love. Seiko laser etching there, and it is a dual deployment. So you do not have to worry about the bracelet coming off you, at least. You have that, and then you have the twin push button deployment. The inner pieces are nicer. You have that nice machine surface there, and there is a look at the case back. I've not removed that blue sticker yet. Classic Seiko Wave case back. Upside on the bracelet is it does have a nice amount of taper. I wish it had more. It tapers down to 18. I wish it tapered down to 16 with an 18 clasp. Would like to see that. And it is fairly comfortable to wear as far as the scalloping, the chamfered edges, what have you. So all in all, good points, bad points on this watch. I do love the 62 Mas design, especially this latest iteration in the 40.5 millimeter case by 47. Very comfortable to wear and a very strong wrist presence. I'll give you guys a shot of it on my wrist and just a wrist shot today. This is the Omega Aquaterra Seamaster that I just picked up. This is a really strong buy. I'm going to do an episode about this watch soon, in that just, you know, for the price that you can grab these watches at, if you're in the market for something, you know, just kind of a classic look, I definitely recommend checking out one of these Seamaster Aquaterras. So my wrist is 170 millimeters, and we'll give you a look on the wrist. There it is on the wrist. Like I said, it has great wrist presence. As far as, you know, that to me is a big plus. I really like the dial too. It's the way that it plays with light, the way the light catches it. I just think that Seiko owes it to their customers at this point to just offer watches, you know, in the $1,000 price point with a much better bracelet than what we are getting. I do recommend the watch all in all. I think it is a good purchase. I think it has great wrist presence, and I definitely appreciate the reduced 40.5 millimeter case diameter. Speaking of Seiko, let's give you guys a quick look at a brand new one that just came in today. I just unboxed. I have not done anything with it yet as far as doing sizing the bracelet or anything. This is the new SBDC127, SBDC127. This is also known as the Marine Master Reduced. It's a brand new piece from Seiko. Really cool. It is a 42 millimeter, but you can see it's pretty close in size to this 40.5 millimeter SBDC 101. It is classic Marine Master SBDC 127. Very similar in style to the original 6159, if you guys remember those, going way back in Seiko's history. It is not a monoblock case construction, no. So the case back is more like I don't remember the reference on it, but it was actually another watch from Seiko that I had QC issues with. It had a bad bezel. So it is pretty much, it looks like the same case as that one, except for at a smaller diameter at 42.5 millimeters. So really like the size and specs on this. It's also only 12 millimeters thick. So that's just a quick look at the SBDC 127. Give you guys a look at the two of them on the wood side by side here. And that is it. We will close there. Everybody, thank you for tuning in. Happy holidays. And I will get a review done on this SBDC 127 soon, and also on the Omega Aquaterra. I'm gonna go have dinner. You guys can tell I am tired. All right, everybody. Thank you. Talk soon.